Hello friends, I Jaswant Singh Kailasia welcomes you in our YouTube channel Parat Germinates the Democracy. We are having another Hindi channel. Its name is Parat Loktantra Ka Ankuran. We are also available in different social media platforms. By observing the description, you can see about them. For what purposes and with what philosophy and objectives this channels has been launched, you can also know by going through the descriptions of our channel. Dear friends, kindly please do not focus on the quality of our videos, but kindly focus on the contents and the subject matters we discussed. If you think that we are presenting some radical things, some revolutionary ideas, and if you think that your knowledge is increasing by observing our videos, so kindly please subscribe, like and share our videos. Nowadays, as you know, we are discussing about the merits and demerits of the present day election system of India. As you are observing, seeing in the social media and the other media platforms, that there is a hue and cry about the EVM machines. There are so many criticisms about the function and adoption of the electoral EVM machine by Indian government. No, but we are not discussing about the EVM machines. We are discussing the faulty system of the electoral system adopted by India. Now, today we are presenting second episode of this series like this. Point 7. In the soul of the Constitution, preamble in itself directed to establish socialism, but it is very sad affairs that very fastly country converted into capitalism and now into caste capitalism, means racial capitalism. Why this happened against the soul of the Constitution preamble? The answer is the date of 15 August 1947 is actually not the date of independence, liberation date, but it is a date of transfer of power from one ruling class, means European English, to another ruling class, means Indian ruling class. After transfer of power, this Indian ruling class, though made the Constitution of India based on modern values and jurisprudential principles, and in its preamble yet incorporated principles, concepts of equality, fraternity, liberty, justice and secularism, actually atheism and such other elements, but all these principles, concepts merely converted and remained just as propaganda. There is a proverb, teeth of elephants are different for showing and different for eating. As a whole, the Constitution of India has been converted into a beautiful book kept in a beautiful almirah. Kindly note that Indian ruling class in the Constitution of India use phrase in Hindi as do dharma nirpeksha, and for this phrase English as secularism, but basically and radically both the phrases in both the languages are wrong and irrelevant, but because of the Indian ruling class control the soul and mind, making mind, thinking, ideology, social value system of the common masses, hence common masses used to be leave wrong meaning accepts embodied in them. Connotation of these phrases as right and correct. It is a very minute, noticeable thing which can be understood only by exerting pressure on your mind, that the term Dharmanirpeksha is explained and interpreted as there shall not be any religion of the state, and every citizen of the state is free to profess its religion and faith. Now here the question arises that ultimately what is the mean of state? Is that a superior computer, super robot, or a very complicated gigantic machine? Not at all. Actually, it is a group of people. If this group of people select some chosen persons amongst themselves for conducting governance and the administration through a system procedure of election selection, which we used to call as election system, and recognize them as their representative. In common language, they call as leaders. Here, for sake of our discussion, if we assume that the club of these chosen persons as a state, and if the mentality, ideology, life philosophy and psychology of this state study very minutely, then we find that they are all of professors and votaries, nourishers, supporters of theocratic values like autocratic system of governance. They are also fanatic of blind faith, superstitious, ritualistic, and of casteist, racist in thinking. They are also non-logistic and non-scientific temperament. They are also with non-scientific temperament. All these so-called leaders in the form of state are always and found the club plugged into all those things, activities mentioned above. The most surprising thing is this, that in India, so-called Marxist, Leninist, Maoist, Communist leaders, public representatives are also fanatics, superstitious and blind faith, ritualistic, and having autocratic thinking, professory of theocratic states system, non-logistic and with non-scientific temperament. Though basically for a comrade, a communist, a Bolshevism, a Marxist, a Maoist, and for a Leninist, it is the essential mandatory conditions that first of all she must be a logistic one, rationalists with scientific temperament, used to keep away from all superstitions, ritualisms, fanatisms, etc., etc. All in all, he must be a atheist, but it is very surprising and strange thing that so-called communists and the comrades of India are most superstitious, fanatics, ritualistics, orthodox. They are also most non-logistic, non-rationalist and with non-scientific temperament. Not even this. They show themselves and do the drama, and they are have-nots, but most of them are very gigantic haves. So also their thinking and ideology is feudalistics. The world, especially the communist world, is not aware of all these secret mysteries. The same pathetic condition is also of so-called socialists and of socialistic movements. The socialism is also a Western concept, but the concept of communism and socialism have their own respective stands. They have their own social, political, economical, cultural, philosophical values. According to these values and stands, they put forward their own respective ideal social modules, and then the leaders, the intellectuals, activists invocate the masses for adopting and following their respective proposals, respective proposed ideal social module. Are there in India the communists and or socialists having any approach of or any roadmap so that they may invocate the common masses, 85% have-nots, for their respective ideal social module? If they have the reality of this, that under the philosophy of communism, socialism, what is the movement of the have-nots against the have? This movement is running and leading by have-nots only as a counter movement, counter revolution in the mask of communism and socialism. That means the slogan of revolution may go live, Inqilab Jindabad, is being chanted by haves, conservatives and orthodox, and with this they have been converted innocent, gullible common masses into as subjects. Actually, in the name of revolution, Inqilab, it is counter-revolution, as these works are being done by the ruling class of India in guise of communism, socialism. We want to change this dangerous trend. The fundamental question is that in a country where almost population is fanatics of blind faith, ritualistics, superstitious, and along with this, their so-called all leaders, means all type of leaders as political, religious, cultural, economical, intellectual, social leaders, etc., are yet propagating, nurturing all these above mentioned things. Where is resources, productions, public resources are being wasted in religious, tourism, processions, etc., Kavad Yatra, etc. Very major portion of the labor forces and budget is being expended in religious rituals. Then how it can be said that India is a secular state? We shall have to understand very well that the term secular is a word of English language, and it is a European Western concepts. What is the conceptual meaning behind this term? What is the interpretation? What is its practical sense, significance, explanation, annotation, connotation, and what is the grammatical meaning, what are the opinions of intellectual in this regard. All things are subject of serious discussion and study. It is not relevant to discuss here about all these things, and yet in brief this is necessary to explain all these things in their right perspective. Then we shall be able to understand this very dangerous and better truth, because due to all these things common masses of this great country have been made and kept as subjects of 14th century. In the same manner, about the term nation and concepts associated with this term and presented, explained, interpreted very wrongly and oppositely by the so-called intellectual and the academicians of the country. Due to this, so many serious problems have been created in the country. We are explaining this term nation, regarding the term nation in the eye angle of Ambedkarism and Lohiaism. Will explain in full in the next episode of this series. So with this we concluding this second episode. Thanks for being with us and viewing the full video. Again, thanks.